I've been a little unfair in teasing this segment, Nathan, because I'm talking about you should not pet your dog. Well, that's not it. But there are parameters, there are rules about petting your dog.
Absolutely. And the primary mistake folks make is when their dog gets riled up, they think petting will help. But if you think back on those experiences, you'll realize it really doesn't help. In fact, it stirs them up more. So this got me thinking, why? What does petting mean to a dog? And that's the really important thing. What does it mean to a dog? I've come up with two things. One is grooming behavior. They lick each other's faces, which is why they like this. They love this being petted here. But they only do it when they're calm in the pack. They will not do it to a dog that's stirred up. Only when they're relaxing, then they'll lick. So we don't want to engage if we're stirred up because we only do grooming behavior when we're calm. But then the question came, well, then why is it rile them up to pet them if they're riled up? And then I remembered how submissive dogs do licking behavior when the dominant one is in full, right? They'll lick at the mouth. So when your dog is ramped up, you also don't want to give submissive signals because it can ramp them up further into a more assertive mode.
Right.
So actually, Marshall here is so awesome. Like, this is a perfect time to pet him, right?
Because he's being very well behaved and
so we
very
can
chill.
So we can do social bonding with him here. But if he were to get up, shove my space, I'm going to say, give him a little nudge. When he then relaxes out of my space, then we can do grooming behavior.
And when he came in this morning, he was fired
charged.
up. Yeah.
he was
seeing everybody, and he had a toy with him. So.
He did. And most people, what they'll do then is say, hey, buddy, and welcome him in petting. We need to wait. We need to wait and say, hey, you need to know what my position is in the pack. And when he relaxes, let's go ahead and socially bond now.
Okay. Now, here's the question. I don't know is it possible to get him a little riled up now and just see how this...
Let's see how good your riling skills are.
Hey, Marshall, what's happening?
Marshall,
is there a fox outside?
Boy.
What's going on?
See, he's going to be careful around me because I've set parameters for so much.
He knows who the dog whisperer is in the picture.
Marshall, good boy. See, now he's already being, see how careful?
Yeah.
So since he's being careful, see his tail wagging kind of in the downward position instead of the upward position. So he's showing self-control. Good. So we use soothing and we talk soothing. We don't say, right? Because this can get, see his tail start. So we want to keep it calm.
And seriously, folks, what you were unable to see was just how fired up dude was this morning when he walked into the office.
He was plugged in.
Yeah.
He was absolutely fired up. But I remember a client said to me, I love my dogs. I will always pet them. But what's best for the dog is to be petted. We need to know what it means and do it at the right time. Learn to disconnect at the right time to help them have peace in their life. That's what we want, Marshall. And I wore Marshall socks, too, by the way.
Golden Retriever
socks. Randy, gotcha.
Randy's going to want to borrow those.
I have to bleach him first, probably. Well, anyway.
So the message so often with you is, in a lot of ways, we basically have to mirror animal behavior in dealing with animals.
Absolutely. So I always say you need to become a canine parent of a canine, not a human parent of a canine. Because what works with a child is, buddy, come here. We rub kids' backs, but for a dog, because it's not an emotionally connected issue, the problem is instinctual and social most of the time. We have to disconnect those social cues that's going to stir them up even further because we're trying to control behavior and give them a peaceful life. That's the goal. The goal is for them.